everybody, it's me. I just wanted to drop in and touch base with all of you. Things are a little crazy in the market. It's day by day, hour by hour, and we're still trying to figure some things out. But what I do know is that real estate's been considered an essential service by our governor, and I still have buyers and sellers who either need to sell or need to buy. And then I have other clients who are taking a pause, taking a breather, seeing how this all plays out. So whichever way this is going for you, totally cool with that. But I just wanted to drop in and give you guys, my sellers, some very specific tips about what you can be doing right now, since we're all stuck at home, to make sure that you're ahead of the competition when this all finally blows over. So basically what I'm seeing right now is a lot of agents have their head in the sand. They're kind of paralyzed in fear. And a lot of people, regardless, regardless of their industry, are having that reaction. They're all glued to the TV. They're kind of freaking out. But the thing we do know is that when this is over, and it will be over, all of those people who were previously looking for homes before this all went down will still be pre-qualified, assuming they haven't lost their job, and that there will still be a pretty high demand for housing. So what I've decided is to give my sellers some tidbits that they can do to make sure that they are not behind the curve and that they are ready to roll when the floodgates open. So truth of the matter is that to truly bring a property on the market the right way takes weeks, not days. So when the markets open back up and Americans go back to work, you guys and the buyers hit the pavement looking for homes, you can be ready. So here's the things I want you to be thinking about. The first thing to do is try to get all of the paperwork out of the way. The vast majority of it, if not almost all of it, can be done remotely. We have e-signing services. I can send things, listing agreements, whatever it is to you to do digitally and to sign digitally, which also gives me the ability to start working on your behalf behind the scenes to get things in place. Because that can, the process, assuming your home was ready today, can take weeks. The other thing that is new with our market is we now have new COVID-19 addendums that protect both you, the buyer, or the seller, in case you're one of those people that has to go on the market right now, but then say you end up in quarantine or the buyer ends up in quarantine and we're not able to have the signing date on the day or time that we had contractually agreed to. So to alleviate that and to make sure that nobody goes into a breach of contract, we now have a COVID-19 addendum that we can attach to all of our contracts and all of our listings to make sure that everybody's taken care of. The other thing we need to start thinking about is your insurance claims history from your insurance company. That can take a few days to get a hold of. You should be able to do it over the phone. Give them a call or go online. You're going to need a minimum of 5 years on the property, or as long as you've owned it, whichever is more. Whichever is less, I guess you could say. But just because, say you've owned a home longer than 5 years, that doesn't negate you from disclosing anything that happened before. So keep that in mind. The claims history report may only go back 5 years, but if there's anything that happened before that, you need to disclose that, which gets me to my second thing. There is something called an SPDS in Arizona. It's the Seller Property Disclosure Statement. It's several pages long. It's everything you know about your home. And it can take a while to fill out, a few days. So if you want, I can send one over to you. You can begin filling it out and take your time to really comb through it and disclose everything you need about a property. It's required to not only to list your home, but the minute a home goes under contract, you're required to send that to the buyer. So by having it done in advance, you're ahead of the game and you can make it easy peasy. The other thing is that NAR no longer allows us to pre-market your property without having it in the MLS. So I could maybe send it to some agents within my brokerage, but we all know that I need to get it on the internet and publicly visible if I want anybody to see it. So my listing agreements now state that you, the seller, would direct me to withhold the property from the MLS. In other words, to protect you, hold things back until it's the right time and we have all our ducks in a row and all of our marketing. Where before, if I took the listing today, I could begin working on stuff and pre-marketing as things rolled out and as they were ready. But now, within 24 hours of me publicly marketing anything, whether it's a mailer or a sign out front or a social media post, I must have it in the MLS. But with that language in the listing, we can continue doing all of this other stuff behind the scenes without making it public yet, and then make sure that on day one, when you say go, it's all ready to blast out all at the same time. So those are the things paperwork-wise we need to be thinking about. The other thing is, and this sounds obvious, but to be honest, I work with a lot of buyers as well. And one of the things almost every single one of my buyers points out at some process in their home buying search is that a house is not clean or needs a lot of cleaning. So this is the time that you should be really deep cleaning, scrubbing the grout, dusting the ceiling fans, cleaning the blinds, wiping fingerprints off the doors and cabinets, and really get into the nitty gritty of things. And you would think it sounds obvious, but so many times I walk into a home with a buyer and it's a beautiful home. It's got all the updates they're looking for, but when they see how much cleaning is there, they're almost instantly turned off. And then they can't see the beautiful home. They just see work and projects and needing to either hire a cleaner or spend several hours or days cleaning it. So that's something to keep in mind. The cleaner, the better. The other thing we want to talk about is any small projects around your house. Tighten up doorknobs, drawer pulls, any little thing, a door that sticks, because it will come out on the inspection report. That's the inspector's job, is to nitpick your house. I just had a contract the other day and they pulled a drawer out in the bathroom and the drawer kind of was wonky when he pulled it out. It wasn't broken. It just kind of like tilted and was weird. And so it got called out on the inspection. But if you can take care of any of those little projects that you've been meaning to get done and really get your home to have its best foot put forward, the better off you are and the cleaner your inspection will be. The other thing is declutter, depersonalize, organize, and stage your home. Now, sounds obvious again, right? But the truth is, COVID-19 has a lot of people paralyzed in fear, and not just other sellers, but their agents as well. So I've actually personally witnessed some of them saying, I'm not doing anything. I'm not saying anything to anyone. I'm not doing anything until all this is over. And they're freaking out and they're not doing like the little things that could be moving themselves forward and give them an edge. So this is one of those things that we know by looking at your house that it's going to be a big project to take down family photos and really depersonalize and declutter so that a buyer can see themselves. What better way than to get ahead of the curve than getting a jump on the big stuff that needs to be done and will take a long time. This is all stuff that can be going on in the background before we even get to that point. We're looking at a month out, right? So keep that in mind. The last thing is, and this comes only after we've done all the paperwork, we've done all of the cleaning and the projects and all of that. But the next step is to prepare all of our media and marketing in advance. And again, once your home is ready, once all of that's ready, all the paperwork's done, everything is signed, I can start the process of getting your home scheduled with a photographer and a videographer or a professional stager if you'd like one. But we have some caveats right now with social distancing. Please know that we are doing everything we can to use the best practices put forth by the CDC to make sure there's no additional people who aren't needed in your home, and that everybody keeps their distance. And in some cases, I'll be using, usually I would use one company for video and one company for photos. I'm going to be combining them for a little bit simply because I want to reduce the amount of people in everybody's home. But these are things that can be done before we actually go on the market, while nobody even knows that your home's getting ready to be sold. These are all things we can do behind the scenes so that you're ready on day one. So keep that in mind. It takes about a week out to schedule those photographers and videographers. So once we get them scheduled, then it takes another 24 to 48 hours to get all that media back. And then for me to send it over to the graphic designer who designs all of our direct mail pieces. So the postcards for just listed or just sold, all the social media posts, all of that takes about 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. I have a feeling it take about 2 weeks right now because so many other people are not working. But that takes time as well to schedule. So once all of this gets done, you're looking at probably about a month. And with all that said, that way on day one, you can be sitting on your couch, eating a Cheeto, and to say, you know what, today's the day. I think we're ready. I think it's safe. Americans are back to work. Let's do this. And then literally with all of that already done in the background, we can click a button and be off to the races when everybody else will just barely be coming out of hibernation and wondering what to do now. So those are my few tips. If you want more details on any of those or any of the new paperwork that's out there, give me a call, 480-717-9405. Otherwise, don't let the zombies bite. I'm looking out for you guys. And if you need anything, whether it's toilet paper or paper towels, just hit me up. I'm here to help. All right. Have a great day. Bye.